and welcome to episode 8 of 8-Bit Bastards. I am Emsa, and joining this evening is...
Justin.
And...
Brad.
And...
Jacob.
And we're all here this evening. So we're back to a good old format, Act 1, games, Act 2, 30 minutes of miscellaneous crap. Brad, you're going to start us off with Muramasa Rebirth on the Vita.
Wow, really? Muramasa Rebirth for the Vita. Originally a Wii title made by the guys that did Odin Sphere. So it's really like this really artsy, heavily detailed like game. Like everything's hand-drawn and put into the game, which is really uncommon for titles nowadays. The gist of the game, though, you play as two different characters, Kisuke, and there's a female character. I don't know her name because I haven't played as her yet. I've just been playing as Kisuke. But your goal is to collect all 108 Muramasa blades, which Muramasa is a swordsmith.
He's gay?
No, Kisuke.
Oh, okay.
Kisuke.
Damn names kill me.
Yeah, no worse than your superheroes who wear fucking spandex.
Yes.
But
Clark Kent, or he's gay? I'm on your side about this.
No, the gist of the game, though, is you go around and you're trying to collect the 108 demon blades that were forged by this blacksmith, Muramasa. That's where the name of the title comes from. Playing as Kisuke, he pretty much, when you start playing as him in the game, he comes to after having amnesia, so he doesn't remember what his mission he was sent on to do. He just knows he was sent to a castle. Some other ninjas are trying to kill him.
Question. Mm-hmm. You had really bad experience last time you played a character that had amnesia and didn't remember anything.
This game's been amazing. I bought a Vita probably 9 months ago, and I have not touched the thing. Like, I sat there and was like, it'll be handy when I get a PS4, maybe. Muramasa Rebirth was the first game I was waiting for this year to drop for it, and I have literally put in like 10 hours into the game. It's most I've used the Vita. I absolutely love it. I mean, it is the best game I played for the Vita.
What type of game is it?
2D side-scroller. Kind of plays like old school Metroid.
Metroidvania?
Yes. I mean, if you ever played Odin Sphere or seen any of the games like that, they're like the side-scrolling crazy combat skills. Like all 108 demon blades do different attacks. They all have different power levels. How you forge them is based off spirits and souls you collect through combat. I mean, the game is amazing. The only downside, though, is that it's all in Japanese, so you have to read subtitles while you're playing the whole game. They didn't do an English dubbing for the soundtrack for voices, which kind of bummed me out.
Now, is this a download on PSN, or...?
Nope. Well, you can download it through PlayStation Network, or you can buy the physical copy. I was the only person that was smart in this county and pre-ordered it, so I was the only person who got it.
How much?
I want to say it was $39.99, $40. Well worth it, though, for the Vita. I mean, I haven't played anything on my Vita that actually made me play my Vita for more than 4 hours. And
what else did you play on the Vita?
I played Persona 4, Wipeout 2048. I've played Gravity Rush, which was really good. I've played just about everything they're giving you free on PlayStation Plus, plus a couple of old school PSP games.
And you don't like Uncharted? Did you play Golden Abyss?
No, because I hate Uncharted.
Okay, I liked it. I played Golden Abyss for like 2 or 3 hours.
Don't get me wrong,
it's solid.
I heard it's really good.
It's really watered down, though. It's very easy.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about Uncharted. I'm not an Uncharted fan. That's why I was always shocked. I'm still shocked that I'm a really big Last of Us fan, because I don't like Naughty Dog gameplay.
When you say you're not a fan of the shooting mechanics of Uncharted.
No, I didn't like the story or anything. It didn't get me hooked. It was male Tomb Raider. Sorry, I've seen this. We did this when I was 12 years old with Lara Croft. Edios brought it to me. Bring me something new. And that's why I couldn't get into it. But aside from that, back to Muramasa. Like I said, really solid game. I can't wait to finish up the Kisuke's story so I can go back and play as the princess samurai that you go around as. She goes on the opposite side of the world for her journey. So
you have to beat it as Kisuke, and then you get to play it as the princess, like New Game Plus?
No, when you start the game, you pick which one you want to play as.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure I could probably just start another new game file and play as the princess. I just want to beat Kisuke's first and then go back and play as her.
Okay. I don't know if you heard me earlier. What are the graphics like?
It is amazing. It was originally made on the Wii. Like I said, it's hand-drawn art. Like all of the stuff, character models, backgrounds, enemies, items, everything is all hand-drawn. So it's all put into the game. It looks amazing. On the Wii, it was the only reason I wanted to buy a Wii back in the day. It was like one of 4 titles I wanted a Wii for. But once they remade it for the Vita, it made me really happy because I had a Vita and nothing to play on it. They literally cleaned it all up and put it in high def, and it is amazing. It's so amazing that I'm now looking forward to Dragon's Crown, which is made by Atlas and Xseeds and the guys that did Odin Sphere. And Muramasa Rebirth, and that game's gonna have like multiplayer. It's gonna be up to like 4 or 5 people playing multiplayer, and it's the same style art, hand-drawn graphics, over the top crazy combat grinding. It's
nice.
It's really good. You won't play another game like it on the system.
Now, you said that this did come out on the Wii, but only in Japan?
No, it came out in the States on the Wii. I actually have a good friend of mine who played it a lot on the Wii. He said it was one of his favorite games on his Wii. And because when I started playing it, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, that game's amazing. He's like, it was awesome on the Wii. I'm like, it's even better on the Vita because it looks breathtaking. Rumor has it, I had read somewhere that they added two extra characters to the Vita version. I haven't beat it yet to see if you unlock anybody yet, though. So
will the princess and Kisuke play different? Like, she's fast and he's more of a brute?
I don't know yet. I from my understanding, I know their stories do intertwine at certain points, but I haven't ran across her yet, and I'm about, say, halfway through the game. So
you halfway in 10 hours?
Yeah.
Damn, that's good value.
Well, I fart around a lot. I'm one of them people that I literally go back to all, like, the sacred shrines, because at certain points in the game, like, you can't just run anywhere. Like, you know, in Metroid, you had to get the super missile, or the normal rocket, or you had to get this, or the bombs when you turn into a little ball, so you could go through certain corridors. In this, it's demonic seals. Every time you complete a level, beat a boss, you get another Muramasa-style blade that breaks a seal. All the seals are divided by 8 colors. I have 5 of the color seals, so I can go to 5 different areas now.
So you can backtrack and get the cool
but there's stuff to
upgrades.
go and backtrack for, exactly. Like, there's sacred trees that are sealed, that are, like, literally just, like, mini boss levels where it's just, like, time trials or, like, just game mode trials. I have gone back and done every one of them. A couple of them are a pain in the ass, but they're all really fun. The game, like I said, the gameplay is phenomenal, man. I mean,
I wrote that down. I was going to ask you, is there a difficult setting, easy, medium, hard, or normal?
They have They have the normal 3 difficulty settings, and then they have a setting for the combat. And they tell you if you do the really hard difficulty, it makes you literally use you play that game with every skill that is there. Like, you are trying to use every ability, be it your hold the attack button in lunge moves, to dropping down, to juggling things, to literally, when you switch your swords, when you sheath one, because you use 3 blades at once. Not at once, but you have 3 equipped at a time. When you hit triangle to switch a blade, because they all have durability, so you can't just, like, whip everything's butt with one blade. When one's about to break, you switch your sword and it does a quick draw scene where everything goes black and you just see slice marks go all across the screen and everything gets hurt. Timing that properly with combos, I've gotten up to 600 hit combos in that game because of it.
Jesus,
dude! I'm telling you, I'm one of those crazy grindcore, crazy type of gamers. I love games like this, and it is one of those games that if you have a Vita, buy it. You won't be disappointed. It's $40 well spent. If they do DLC for it, it'll just even be more awesomeness added to it.
With the combat, is there, like, any projectiles? Is it only melee? Because when you say, like, Metroidvania, any type of those games, there's, like, well, in Castlevania, you could do melee, or you could throw stuff. Is this kind of the same way?
No. They have special abilities, because there's your normal attack, then your heavy attack. Or there's your normal attack, then your sheath switching button, and then they all have circle, which every sword has a, like, power move, more or less. They all have spell abilities. Some of them do have some projectile things. Some of them just catch your sword on fire and you just, run up and hit people with a flaming sword. There's even one where I saw it where it was like you did like more or less like a Shoryuken deal where it was like literally you doing like 3 crazy light slashes up in the air. It wiped out the field when I used it too. Like, all the swords have different abilities. Like, I've seen so many of them because I got like at least 25 or 30 of the swords out of 108.
When you say that they have durability, do they, like, literally break and you have to go fix them?
No, once you sheath them. If a sword breaks, you sheath it. You just don't use it, and it just fixes itself.
It repairs itself. All right.
That's kind of neat little mechanic.
Yeah.
So each sword, all 108, have, like, upgrades?
No, as you play, like, when you start, certain swords are, like, you start with weak swords. As you keep leveling up, getting the right amount of spirit, having the right amount of vigor, strength, whatever, nonsense, you can keep crafting more better blades. Because what it is your character's technically tied to Muramasa, the demon swordsmith. So anytime you get up enough souls and spirit, you can literally make him craft you swords.
Just you don't have to do a workbench or anything?
No, you just go to Forge and he makes you swords right then and there.
That's awesome.
Yes, it's very nice. Like, if you had to go somewhere, it'd be annoying. There's a lot of running, though. I will say that. Like, there's a lot of running. But the best thing about it is, even though you go through an area, you might encounter combat at different times. It's almost like a random battle sequence. Like, there are certain areas I've ran through before and never had an enemy encounter. Through 2 hours later, that same time, like after running through it 6 times before, never running into an enemy, and fought 5 times.
I played a little bit of Resistance on the Vita, and I played Gravity Rush, which it was fun, but I really couldn't get into it too much. I don't know, the graphics, whatever. I don't know, the storyline seemed very weak in the beginning. I'm probably the only one that didn't really like that. But I know that in Resistance, there was so much going on with your hands. You know, you're using both nubs, and you're using the left and right trigger, and you're using the touchscreen front, touchscreen back. Everything, you know, it got a little bit cumbersome. Do you use the touchscreen? How are the controls?
It's a game. You use your D-pad, you attack. You can do some item switching and stuff like that. But you use the analog stick to move. D-pad switches your items, stuff like that. But no, they really didn't try to overcomplicate the combat system or just controls as a whole.
That's what worries me about the Vita so much, is that they're like, oh, we got touch controls on the front, you got touch controls on the back, and you got 2, analog sticks now, and it seems like they try to make it too complicated. And the one cool thing about Uncharted was that with the touchpad, it actually watered the game down, where you just move your finger up and he just climbs up. You don't have to do anything really, and it made it almost too easy in that sense. So I don't know, I guess I'm not happy either way.
I like it having the 2 sticks, like the 2 analog sticks is amazing. I agree though, a lot of the games for it, like, I think they try to overcomplicate the controls. But no, this one, solid controls. Like I said, it is hands down the best Vita game I played, next to Persona 4. Persona 4 was really good as well, but...
And you went back and played all the Personas, right?
I've played just about. I haven't played the original Personas.
You can get it on PlayStation Network.
I don't think they have the first one on there. I'm not sure. I'd have to go look again.
Cool. Anything else? Any other questions, gentlemen?
No.
All right, so Muramasa Rebirth on the Vita. No, I'm just
Is
messing
it that hard to say?
No, I'm just messing with you. All right, Justin.
Teacher.
Justin, tell us about your awesome game that you played this week.
Deadpool. I was expecting a little bit more out of it. It's High Moon Studios and Activision. It made me want to play the Wolverine game because I love the Wolverine game. It was awesome. 2 different people did it. Like I said, High Moon Studios did it. I think it's published by Activision, but it's not made by them. The combat is probably the absolute worst thing about it. The gameplay's fun, like a lot of camaraderie, a lot of shit talking. Not really to say the controls, but the actual combat is so slow. I can't express how slow he is and how fast he's supposed to be. His teleporting, you can only teleport twice. You can teleport 2 different directions unless you upgrade it. And I didn't know, and it made me start wanting to read stuff about Deadpool, because I'm not saying I'm not a fan, but I didn't really know much about him. A lot of his powers and stuff aren't. He only has one power, which is the regeneration, like teleport and all that stuff.
He has a suit, right?
He has a little emblem or something that makes him do it.
Like,
yeah, belt buckle or something that makes it do it.
Yeah, it's not actually one of his powers.
No, I thought it was, but I guess I'm not.
The proper, I guess, in the cartoon or whatever, he has it or something maybe, but I know in the comic proper.
Yeah, he doesn't. He has a magic satchel that can carry anything in it, how many numbers of items.
On the Wolverine movie, he could teleport.
Yeah, had no mouth, no nothing.
Yeah. He also had Cyclops' eye blast.
Like I said, him talking, him breaking the 4th wall, awesome.
Does he talk to you a lot?
Yeah, he talks to you. There's actually a part where, he cusses at you. He's like, get your ass up, player, don't drop the gun. Like, there's a part where the camera falls and he blames it on you, and then he runs off and you have to follow him with the camera. He's like, you get your shit in gear and follow me.
Now, what tell us about the achievements?
Oh, the achievements are ridiculous. Like, you walk into his apartment, because he, like you said, he breaks the 4th wall. So when you go into there and he's sitting there watching TV and he stands up and an achievement pops up. And he's like, oh, it's one of them type of games. You get an achievement for doing nothing. And the second one pops up, and the second one's like, here's another one for free. And he just shakes his head like, he's like, this is bullshit. And anything he has a problem with in the game, he calls the head of High Moon Studios and bitches about it, and then the game will change. Because he has 3 voices. He has his voice, and a crazy guy, and then a stable guy, and they constantly are talking. He's a schizo, which I never knew either. I knew he was crazy, but I didn't know he was a schizo.
I think he goes crazy after they do the procedure, because he's dying of cancer.
Yeah, he has a tumor, and that's what I found out too from reading a little bit more about Deadpool. Is he was never burned. All the scars are from the tumor. When he got the healing factor, it magnified the tumor, and that's what it is. They're tumor scars all over his body.
Yeah, he heals, and then the cancer kills him again. And then he heals because his healing factor is broken.
Yeah.
Sort of.
And he can survive anything. He gets blown up by Sinister. Like, the Sinister literally blows him up, and he's just ahead. The next scene, he's fine. He gets cut in half, and there's a part where, you get cut in half, and you fall, 2 stories, and you land on an enemy's head, and your torso sucks into his head, and you control his body, and you're wandering around with 4 arms.
So the game sounds awesome.
It's awesome besides the combat. And there's a lot of combat in it, and it's not as well as the Wolverine game was. The Wolverine game, and you do get some of the, when he regenerates, his a hole in him will grow back, but it's just he's slow, and the mixture of guns and his swords and his, size and the hammers you get, it doesn't flow well. And they tried, I think they didn't try hard enough. Honestly, it'd have been an amazing game if the combat was just a little bit better.
Is it clunky? Is that...
Yeah, like, it doesn't respond well, and then, like, if you try to teleport, it doesn't teleport right. It's really, honestly, the combat is awful.
Was that maybe made that way on purpose?
Maybe, but there's nothing he really says, like, combat-wise. He's not like, do this. He makes a couple, like, comments, like, if you get hit, he's like, I have a teleport button for that. And that's really about it.
Does it break the game, though?
It did for me. Like, I kind of pushed myself to play it. Like, the story was fun, and he's fun. But really, honestly, for me, it was the combat was just not... Like, he uses swords, and, he's a master of kung fu. He's a master of all these things, and he's slow. Like, he's literally slow. Like, I'm pretty sure he has downs. That's how slow he is. Like, he's ridiculously slow. Even with his faster weapons, he's slow.
So he's Wade...
Yeah,
that's his name.
Wade Wilson.
Yeah.
So, because he's fast in Marvel vs. Capcom. He's a fast character, and
he's not.
He should be.
Like, literally, like...
Isn't he like a ninja?
He's a master assassin, but he's slow. And you can hit people, and, you can do some type of executions.
Foot off in that ass.
He's ridiculously slow. Like, you'll bash Y or triangle, whatever you play it on, 2 seconds later, he'll start to do it. And there's no flow. Like, if you go from doing, XXY... back to, do a couple of combos back and forth, it doesn't flow well. Like, his combos are just shitty and slow. And then if you want to use the guns pop up with a reticle, so you have to spin and use a reticle to shoot. And then you have to upgrade your guns to do gun kata from Equilibrium, and you can stop and shoot people while you're, doing kung fu, but it doesn't go well. It doesn't flow right.
So it's not like DMC where you're
and that's what I was expecting is some type of good flow, and it's not. There's no flow at all, but it's absolutely hysterical.
It'd be awesome if they just kind of transported the gameplay from Devil May Cry into a Deadpool game.
It would be the perfect game.
Yeah.
It would be the perfect game because like I said, it made me want to play the Wolverine game, and I played the Wolverine game because I actually own it. Like, the combat in that is, like, flawless. If it was that good, and they're both Activision games, and I don't understand why they allowed this one kind of to slip through the cracks.
It's a budget title. I did get
it.
It
Is a budget title. Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was. Well, it was $50, and I got the $10 credit or whatever through Amazon and free shipping, so I got it for $40.
There's a lot of fun parts into it. Like,
what is the storyline? Tell me about that.
Deadpool wants to make a game.
Oh my god!
That's literally what it is. Deadpool approaches Peter so-and-so of High Moon Studios. And he's like, I want to make a game. And that's what they do. And, like, literally, they just call each other on the phone. And, like,
you think it's really that guy from the studios?
I heard supposedly it was.
I don't see why not.
I'll try to beat it, and if it says the voice actor's names, I'll see that.
Well, like, there's parts, and like I said, he has his two other personalities. The really crazy one, and then there's the, sane, upstanding guy. He's like, I read the script. I know what we're doing. And, like, Deadpool, like, rewrites the script constantly through it. And, like, he's like, oh, whatever, I'll do whatever I want. And the other guy's like, oh, well, this is what we have to do, so we have to go here. But you see Sinister, you see Rogue, you see Cable's in it, Wolverine. There's a part we have to go to Sentinel Island in Genosha. Deadpool flies the Blackbird and ends up crashing it. Wolverine, like, hits the ground. He's knocked out, and you can stand over and slap Wolverine for, like, 15 minutes. You just bash X, and he just slaps him. And you get an achievement for it.
You have to do it for 15 minutes?
It's literally it's like a 7-minute bashing X, and like he's commenting on how he slapped him. He's like, I hate you for this. You stabbed me in the heart, literally. I wonder how long the player will keep doing this. And you just keep going, and he just keeps making comments. Every slap you slap Wolverine, pops up an achievement.
Now I want to say to anybody listening that, like, oh, that sounds kind of dumb. That's how the Deadpool game should be. Deadpool is the comics are all breaking the fourth wall, making fun of Marvel, making fun of himself, making fun of X-Men. That's what Deadpool is now.
Well, like when you go into the game, you start off and you're in his apartment, you're in his living room, and you can walk. You just get up and before the game starts, because the doorbell starts ringing. And once you go to the door, that's when the game actually starts. You can go to his kitchen, you can go to his bathroom, you can go to his kitchen, and you get an achievement for making pancakes. You sit there and make hundreds of pancakes, and you get I can't remember what the achievement is for that. You can go to his fridge and you can drink beer. You drink enough beer, he just ends up telling you, he's like, I can't get drunk, my healing factor won't let me. Then he walks away. You go into the bathroom and you can choose to either wash your face, go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom and he's like, you're a sicko. And a little censor bar pops up And like he's like, really? And he takes it and stretches it and makes it super big, and so it touches the floor. And he's like, that's what it's supposed to be. And then he pulls his pants down and just sits there. He takes a dump.
That's funny.
And then if you wash your face, like it shows what his actual face looks like when it's all scarred. He's like, this is why I wear a mask. Don't make me do that again. And you go blow up a blow-up doll, and he's like, don't make me do this. Please don't make me do this. And you're sitting there with a bicycle pump blowing up a blow-up doll. It's fun. I mean, like I said, the game would be fantastic if they changed the combat. If they patched it or whatever they could do to just make the combat better.
Somebody went through and just took all the cutscenes and all the funniness, and so you didn't have to play and you can just watch it on YouTube as like a 40-minute clip.
It would be fantastic. You'd laugh your ass off.
So it's a funny game. It
incorporates a lot of stuff. I mean, you have weird, teleporting combat. You have stealth combat. There's actually a part where you have to go stealth, and you have to go through this whole little area, and you have to stealth people. And each weapon does a different stealth, which is pretty cool. If you use hammers, you'll bat a guy's knee off, and then you'll take both your hammers and hammer them across the room. It's very gory. Like I said, there's a part where you get cut in half, and then he climbs up his own intestines and cuts his intestines and falls on a guy.
Is it M?
I think it's him. Yeah, because he cusses like a madman.
That game has to be rated.
And all he does is talk about chicks and how he's going to bang chicks all the time. And they're like, Cable's like, I need to help me do this. And he's like, I'm not doing that. Cable stabs a note to him in his chest. So when he wakes up, he has to pull it out and read it. And he's like, your biggest fan with the biggest tits is waiting for you there. So you have to run around, you get to this part, and you see this chick bouncing around with giant tits with a, I love Deadpool sign. He imagines it's actually Cable. He puts his face in Cable's tits and his motorboats him, and then Cable punches him.
This game sounds fantastic.
It's the combat, man. It really is the combat. The combat's slow. Well, like I said, I not necessarily pushed myself. I just was like, whatever. I just kind of played it, just to get past it, just to see the fun stuff about it.
No, well, I like it since I like broken bad games.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the only problem you'll have is the combat. You don't have unlimited bullets, which I thought was kind of cool. You actually have to pick up bullets as you go. You will literally run out of bullets. The upgrading's kind of weird. Every time you upgrade something, you want to upgrade your sword, or every time you unlock something, each thing you unlock has an upgrade. Has 5 upgrades within it.
It's so broken that I won't be able to beat it?
No, you'll be able to beat it. Like I said, I was going to beat it. It was just I would play it casually. I wasn't hardcore trying to play it. I played it for 7 hours, and I mean I was about halfway through. I mean it's a decent length game. I don't know how far I really was into it, but
I mean it's $50. In a couple of weeks it'll probably be 30, and then it'll be 25, 15. Something.
If someone could pick it up for $25-$30, I would tell them to buy it. Like I said, just be wary of the controls, and not to say the controls are bad, but it's just the way the combat flows. It just doesn't flow right. After playing a game like Devil May Cry or Prince of Persia,
God of War,
it doesn't. It's not even up to that par.
That's
and people that have that weird stigma that they don't play movies or comic book games, like with the Wolverine game, amazing, because the Wolverine game was truly awesome. This one's not even up to that.
No, it's disappointing. Well, anything else on Deadpool?
Sounds entertaining. I kind of want to play it. So
Deadpool's amazing.
I only have it on the 360, so I can't lend it to you.
Oh, that's gay.
Sorry. After I beat it. All right, Jacob, what are we playing this week?
I'm playing Intrusion 2, which is something I got from the Indie Humble Bundle. I believe it's $9.99 on Steam normally. It's basically a modern Contra. It's a lot of fun. You just, WASD to run around. You have a reticle. You move with your mouse where you want it to shoot. It has different weapons. It has, you can pick up a pistol and you have double pistols. It has a machine gun, a dual rifle, which is the machine gun but with 2 barrels, and an electric sniper rifle, essentially. But the neat thing about it is, like I said, it's modern Contra because the graphics are a little bit better. The physics are crazy in the game because there's usually 2 layers to the level, and every once in a while there'll be, if you fight on the top layer, there's not as many enemies, and at the end there'll be a boulder you can push. And sometimes the boulder has snow on it, so you gotta shoot the boulder and the snow will fall and it'll become lighter and you push it and kill some enemies, or it rolls downhill. And then an hour into the game, this giant wolf pops up. A guy riding a giant wolf, and I killed him and I got a mount like Yoshi. So I'm running through and he's just flinging guys across the screen and I'm shooting other guys. It's a pretty wild game. There's also other stuff, there's ropes in the game that you jump on and it'll pull down because there's weight, and you let go and it'll jump up, and you just gotta kind of jump back up and catch it, and you're going across. You can get up to secret areas. There's enemies in the game that are giant robot octopuses, basically. They have arms, they'll grab you and they'll shoot you. You kill them and they break apart and the pieces fly everywhere and you can shoot the pieces. The boss fight I just got to is a helicopter with arms and a giant machine gun, and it can grab you, and it's literally smashing the ground. It has looks like muscular arms. It's a pretty wild game for not even knowing that I owned it.
Maybe you got it for free.
Oh, yeah,
for like a buck.
Humble Bundle, yeah. I was just
You're
going through my
Humble Bundle whore.
I am. I was just going through my Steam games.
Every podcast. What'd you get? Oh, some off the Humble Bundle.
I don't even know when I got this.
That's what we should name this episode: the Humble Bundle Whore.
He is a Humble Bundle whore.
It's a great game, though. You guys should look into it.
Now, is it multiplayer?
No, that would be awesome.
It almost sounds like, not to say it's the same type of thing, but I don't know if you ever played the 360. It was called Hardcore Uprising. It was actually the prequel to Contra's Hardcore. The game. It was awesome though. 2D side scroller, and it was amazing. We played it a bunch of times. Yeah.
See, this is you can't even play two people.
No, I don't think so. I didn't see a multiplayer option.
I mean,
but it's an indie game. It's a basic game. It's a Contra game. It's a shooter. It's a lot of fun. I've probably put like an hour or two into it, which, in Contra games, that's a lot because you've gone through a lot of levels. The wolf thing adds a whole new layer when you finally get him and you're killing guys like crazy, and the bosses are pretty wild.
now you get like 3 lives, and if you die, you have to start the whole game over.
No, you just kind of restart from the checkpoint.
So there's no.
Do you get
limited,
different guns? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But
there's no limited guys or whatever. So that's
Yeah, there's a few different guns.
Well, do they fall down like a Contra type game?
You have them. You just pick an ammo for them. Like the electric sniper rifle, which I hate because I only have like 6 rounds for it at a time. Doesn't really seem to do any damage. Like the bosses, because it just shoots real fast.
But does it stun them?
No, I don't know what the point it is. I mean, it kills enemies. It'll hit the guy and it'll send him flying, which is fine. But like I said, it only has 6 rounds. I mean, it's a very cool game for being Humble Bundle. It's probably $10 or $5 on Steam. It's definitely worth checking out if you like Contra.
Can you get it on 360 or PS3 or anything?
I've never
like
seen
that?
it on there.
I'll have to look it up, see if it's in
Yeah,
there.
Intrusion.
Is it one of the ones that's an actual sequel, or is it just like Hitman 2 and just named 2?
I've never seen. It's like I said, it's an indie game. So Intrusion 1 may have gone way under the radar.
Okay. Any more questions, IMSA?
No, Intrusion 2, Humble Bundle, or on Steam for $10.
10 or 5, I imagine.
I'll try it out if you like 2D side-scroller shooters. All right, so I'll go last. No joke, no pun intended. Last of Us. That was funny.
Last of Us.
Last of Us. So, Last of Us, got back from my trip and I started playing it properly now because I was only like an hour into it. I don't want to do too much spoilers and stuff.
Yeah, I was just about to say, please don't spoil it because I'm going to play this game eventually.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, many people probably haven't picked it up yet, full $60 game, so I'll try, let's try not to spoil anything.
Well, let me interject for a second. Mister, last week when I spoke to you, I haven't beaten a week. We're doing a whole big spoiler, episode. Guess we can't do that now, can we?
No spoiler cast this time. I will beat it. I was gone for a week, and I've been playing it 2 days straight. That's all I've done, basically, for 2 days, is I went and saw The Lone Ranger, which is not worth it. I went and saw Despicable Me 2, not worth it. And I've been playing this nonstop. Yes, Brad.
All I'd say is a lot of people bought it. You couldn't find this damn game, dude, for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, you can find it in our county.
Impossible to keep in stock.
Nobody bought this game. It's trash.
No one touched it.
No one touched it. So I've been playing Last of Us. The graphics are, Uncharted graphics. They're great. So if you care about that sort of thing, they are really good. The controls, like you said, Brad, are very solid. I do still feel that little bit of Unchartedness in it.
Well, it's got that sway in the arms.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't... Like, your circle doesn't mean... Like, if I have my reticle on your head, it doesn't mean that necessarily it's going to hit right between the middle. It's going to be anywhere in that damn circle, which sometimes is good, sometimes is really bad.
Can the reticle get smaller to make it more accurate?
Yes and no.
Stuff.
Yeah,
if you crouch, and you can actually upgrade it later on.
Because, I mean, it makes sense. We're used to it not being that way, but it makes sense.
If you are aiming really far, I've noticed the reticle is bigger, and then as you aim to something that's closer to you, the reticle does get pretty pinpoint. The thing that I found even worse than the reticle issue or the swaying of the arm is the enemies are really hard to hit because they move intelligently. At least some of them do, and the clickers, they move so sporadic. It's hard to hit them the way they're jostling their heads.
Shooting clickers is the most aggravating damn thing in the world. Like, I hate shooting them. I melee them constantly just due to the fact I don't want to shoot with them. Because anytime I get in a firefight, I kill one, the second one comes along, I either wound it and then the third one gets me, or as I'm wounding the second one runs up and gets me. So it's just easier to bat them in beer bottle than bat.
Now, is it aggravating in the way of, like, it's an interesting game feature, or aggravating as in it's, like, broken?
No, like, as it's amazing. Like, it's good.
Right.
It's nice to have in the game. It adds
It's
difficulty.
hard.
Yeah.
It makes it difficult.
It's not that it's broken. Yeah, it's a video game. It needs to be there. It's just... They don't just come at you head on. Like, they kneel down at first. Like, they kind of, like, crouch and then you, like, shriel or whatever their noise they make is and then charge you.
Notice also, and I know I'm making a lot of comparisons here to Uncharted because it is by Naughty Dog, is the fact that they're meat sponges again. I have to shoot them 3 or 4 times in the chest. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's stupid.
I agree to a point, but you have to understand, it depends on what you're shooting. Like humans? No, I'll drop a human in 2 shots.
No, those cop guys that have the vests on stuff, you have to shoot them 3 or 4 times in the chest.
But if they have vests on, they like a lot of that stuff really does take into account into the game. Like if they're not, then you can one-shot them. It like what depending on what they're wearing really does matter. And the same thing with like melee. You can if the guy's wearing armor, you hit him 3 times with one of the wood planks or something. It takes that much because you're not always going to hit him in the head. It always depends.
I guess it's realistic, but it's a video game. It should I don't know.
Side note, always make sure you put shivs in your planks.
Yeah, I did start doing that. As soon as I got to that upgrade, every time I hit select and go down, he crouches, pulls out his backpack, which is really kind of a cool little feature that Justin had mentioned, and then I always make sure I put one in. It was kind of weird, though. When you first get it, it shows that you can have 2 in there, but after you use it the very first time, you can only add 1 at a time because it won't let me add another shiv on there because the very first time you pick it up, it actually has 2 scissors sticking out, and now it only has 1. I don't know, is that an upgrade?
It depends. It depends on like if you do it to a bat, if you do it to a piece of wood.
I always do it to the pipe because the pipe is the strongest one as well.
Well, a lot of it also depends on too is like I know what you're saying when it comes to like when you tape it on, it has 2 scissors. I always seen 2, I never saw 1. But as the game goes on, this is why I was telling you should explore. You find books on how to make stuff stronger.
I just found 1 book on how to make my shivs better.
Yeah.
Do I actually now have to find the whetstone to...
No, it's just a book that tells you. Your shivs are actually stronger. Now, it'll take 2 shivs now. You get 2 shivs per 1.
Yeah.
So I can stab
Twice.
2
guys,
clickers with 1 shiv.
Yep.
All right, cool. With the controls, I really like how Joel moves. I don't know how long they must have had a dude in a mocap suit because he moves so realistic. The way he slides his hand across stuff, and Ellie or Tess will be sitting there and they'll be kind of in my way. I'll crouch around them and he'll put his hand on them and kind of push them back, and pretty neat.
It carries over very well even in the multiplayer. All the multiplayer characters do the same. Like all your multiplayer people, like everyone playing multiplayer is the same way. The one thing I will say that I was kind of disappointed with is like Tess and or Ellie, whenever at certain points they're following you. I'm glad they made it like this in the game, but they're kind of retarded in the sense of like they just kind of like trot around. They don't try to be stealthy. But it also makes me very happy because they don't penalize you for it. Like a clicker doesn't hear Ellie's footsteps; they only hear Joel's footsteps. So it's nice, but it's one of the things that I kind of feel like they should have touched. Like is there a point where like Ellie just comes running up on you?
I did get to one point where the clicker was coming forward and I was crouching back slowly, and Ellie ran right into it and literally hit the clicker and it didn't do anything, and she ran back or whatever.
And I think it's a matter of situation, because in some of my games she did run forward, but a lot of the time she would stay behind me. She didn't run ahead of me much. I was one of the ones that I stealthed most of the game. I really didn't use too many guns, not till later. But with her, like he was saying, is I thought it was kind of weird that she could run. And I had the same instance with you. She actually ran into one, and I was like, shit. I thought it was gonna. I actually ran at it because I thought it was gonna start attacking me anyway, but it didn't, because it happened 1 or 2 times after that.
Now you had mentioned when you talked about this before that you just melee them with the bricks. I can't figure out how to do that. It always makes me throw them.
Yeah, that's what you do. Mm-hmm. But you can melee with bricks with runners.
Yeah.
Runners and humans you can melee with bricks. You can run up with a beer bottle and smash them with the beer bottle. You just run up on them.
Run up, and then you just use the
hit
melee.
Square.
Yeah, and he'll hit. You can kill them with a brick.
Okay, because all the
clickers. Yeah, with clickers you can't because of their heads being what they are.
You hit them with the brick, then you run up and smash it with the 2x4 pipe, whatever you use.
Okay, I was just a little bit confused on that. Another thing that I put down that I was very aggravated about And I guess I just, maybe my wife said something to me, or, you know, I don't know, I got up and turned, or maybe I don't know what happened, but I was obviously not paying attention when they told me how to reload my gun, and I was hitting every combination on how to reload my gun. I'd pull out my gun, like you should, you know, so I hit left trigger, he pulls out the gun real quick, which is a nice feature, and I really do like the way they do all the controls and stuff with that side point. I'm hitting every single button besides R1, because I don't want to waste a bullet, because the bullets are so sparse. And I'm like, how the F do I reload? I'm getting so mad. And on accident one time, I was going to pull out my gun, and I hit right trigger instead of left trigger, and he finally reloaded. Because several times I died because I only had one bullet left in my gun, and I had to fire it so he would reload automatically for me. And I was very frustrated on that they, I don't know, they obviously probably explained at some point, and I didn't pay attention.
No, I agree with you. It's a stupid mechanic. It's probably one of the dumbest things to the shooting mechanics of the game. It rolled over in multiplayer, and it's cost me lives in multiplayer before because I forget it.
And what's dumb about it is when you have you hit left trigger to pull out the gun, you would have to let go of it and hit R trigger, or R1, not trigger, sorry. You have to hit R1 to load it, which seems ridiculous, and you have the potential of wasting bullets. If you hit L1 to pull the gun out, X doesn't do anything. Nope. Why can't you just hit X to reload? That just makes so much simple sense to me.
On top of the fact you can't reload while aiming. Like, what? Like, you can't be like, you can't go from, like, you literally have to stop aiming and then hit reload or whatever. Like, if you're touching anything to do with aiming, it won't reload.
And I know we're nitpicking a little few things here, but that, I mean, not that it's a deal breaker or anything for me, but it was very much a bullet point that I put down.
For me, I kept having the, like, I would, in multiplayer, because like I said, he said transfers over, I would be, like, because I'd play Call of Duty or something like that, squares reload, X's reload, you know, whatever game, whatever console you're playing it on. So I would be crouched trying to reload, and I'd stand up and hit the wall, so someone would run over and kill me, because I'm like, God damn it, because I wouldn't reload right. Then I just, you know, give myself away. But that was probably, once you get used to it, I got used to it, it's not a big deal. It's second nature now. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah, you get used to it. So the next thing that I thought was really cool was, and a lot of games do this, but this one does it very subtle, and so subtle that most people probably didn't even notice it. And I'll be honest, if you didn't notice this, it's okay, because I don't think most people will, is the use of color in the game to direct your gameplay. Did you notice that?
Mm-mm.
So the way they use the color to direct you is you'll be going along, and you're in a pretty big open area. Now, granted, it is funneling you. It is an open world. You can't explore anywhere you want in the city, but you have certain areas you can kind of go to, and sometimes you get to a point where you're like, huh, where do I go? I don't get it. They use color to direct you subtly, and they use the yellow police tape all the time. So at one point you get up there and I'm kind of looking around like, oh, where'd I go? And I see the yellow police tape flapping in the wind. I'm like, oh, that's where I go. And I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. You use a mechanic there. And then you get to another part where you have to push the dumpster. And she's like, well, what are we going to do? He goes, I don't know, I'll figure something out. And you walk over and there's this bright green dumpster. So obviously it's standing out, oh, grab the dumpster. And then there's another part where you walk and she's like, where are we going to go? And you see this scaffolding that has construction on it, and there's a big piece of caution tape. And I thought that was kind of neat. They use the red bricks, like when you're going into a hidey hole area and you have to crouch down, the red bricks are super red bright. So it gives you that visual cue that this is where you're supposed to go. Did you guys notice that at all?
No. What might then again, you know, be my TV. My brightness might not have been as high as yours or something like that. I just played.
I thought that was kind of neat. I maybe I'm drawing too much out of it, but
I just was walking through doing stuff. I don't know. It just felt like any other adventure style game that I'm used to playing.
All right. Well, maybe I'm going too much there.
I was hoping there was more. I'm hoping it has more puzzles, even though I doubt it does. But I don't know.
There's honestly there's not many puzzles.
Yeah, I doubt it.
It didn't seem like a very puzzly type game. The one thing that, again, I'm nitpicking stuff because it is a great game. It is a lot of fun. I do enjoy a lot of it. The storyline is very compelling, and I don't want to get too much in the storyline until I beat it, till Jacob beats it, and we can do a spoiler cast and talk about, you know, kind of like we did with BioShock. Nitpicking dumb things I don't like. It's stupid that after I kill a guy, he was shooting me, at me if he was one of the humans, and there's nothing to pick up. That's dumb.
I think that's a matter of randomness. Because in mine, I would pick stuff up off people. I never, like, not to say never, I would never run out of bullets or anything like that.
Are you playing on easy or something?
No. I mean, it wasn't everyone, but if I had a gun, like, I'd pick up one bullet. I'd pick up a bottle. I would pick up something from him.
Yeah.
Can't pick up at least one bullet? I mean, that's the thing is, like, I shoot the guy and I don't get at least one bullet. He was just shooting at me. He should have at least one bullet left in his gun.
Yeah, but that's the same thing. If you run out of bullets, the guy could have been the same way. You know, that was his last bullet too.
And I thought it was dumb the very first time I encountered the super soldier guys that are after me or whatever. They have machine guns. I kill them. I can't pick up a machine gun yet. And I understand that they have to slowly dole you out the weapons and stuff, but the guy just had a machine gun. Let me pick it up and give me limited ammo, or it breaks like a shiv does afterwards, but let me use it for a few seconds there.
No, that was my gripe when the army guys show up, and I'm like, these guys are using MP5s and like M16s, and I can't just, like, I killed 18 of them. Like, I didn't just go over there and, like, scoop up one of their arms, maybe a bulletproof vest.
They all have battle combat knives. Why couldn't I pick up a couple of those as my shivs? Again, we're nitpicking, but for such a realistic game, like you said, oh, well, it's realistic. They get shot 3 times because they have a bulletproof vest on. Or even like Brad said last time when we were talking about the game, it's really cool how Joel is a real dude. When he gets hit or shot, he goes down.
Oh, even enemies.
Yeah, and when he gets bombarded and there's like 3 dudes around you, he actually crouches and covers, and it tells you to hit R2 to start sprinting away or roll away.
Shake him.
Yeah, shake him away or whatever. And he like crouches down and starts protecting. That's really cool. Realistic is, but then it's so unrealistic on the other.
Well, I think the way that that's why it's balanced that way. It'd be too broken, Well, how far into the game, do you see the army guys? I really don't remember them, to be honest with you.
Oh, they're like 3 hours, not even.
That's what I'm saying. Like when you get the machine gun.
About spoiled part of that game right there.
Yeah, you did. You almost did. When you get the machine gun, it's not till later. And like honestly, I never used it. Half the guns you get in the game, I never used. Not to say you won't or Jacob won't. I used like 3 select weapons, and that was it.
What did you use?
The revolver, the shotgun, and what else did I use? There's a third one. I never really used the bow. I
love
liked
the bow.
I never liked it.
I like the bow.
I upgraded it all the way, but I used the shotgun and I used... What gun was it?
You like the revolver?
Yeah, I used the crap out of
But
the
you didn't
revolver.
like the automatic pistol?
When you look at the stats of it, the revolver, and if you upgrade the revolver, it's crazy. It's crazy strong. It's the strongest gun, just the 9mm is just super fast.
And it has more bullets.
But you can shoot a guy, and I the reason why it swayed me over because I wasn't using the revolver and I had a crap ton of bullets, so I finally used it. I shot a runner twice in the chest and killed him. Twice. And that was it.
See, my thing with survival horror games, I'd do the same thing. I'd probably use the revolver or the shotgun because I want to kill them as least amount of shots as possible. That's why I never use automatic weapons. Dead Space, I did use the pulse rifle on bosses. Because it had the pulse rifle was very powerful and had the grenade launcher.
What weapons did you like?
I melee the piss out of people in the campaign. Multiplayer, different story because it's not as heavily fisticuff based, but you can throw hands. I use the hunting rifle and the burst rifle, and my secondary is always a revolver because a revolver is hot shit. Bow is nasty. Speaking of weapons, I guess I might as well go into it right here for multiplayer. But for multiplayer, it's kind of shit. They kind of shitted you over on weapons. Like, you can feel like the multiplayer is kind of thrown together. It's amazing, though. By all means, do not take me saying that it's thrown together as a bad thing. You can't use an M16 or the shotgun or any of that shit right off bat. It's stuff that you have to purchase through the in-game store while you're in combat. Like, while you're in combat, you can still use your backpack. So you can sit there and craft Molotovs, 2x4, spike bombs, smoke bombs, shivs, med packs, all that stuff. There's also another screen that allows you to buy upgrades. You can buy body armor. You can upgrade your revolver. You can upgrade your burst rifle, your bow, your hunting rifle, your fucking semi-automatic rifle. On top of your upgrading of all that stuff, you can actually buy extra ammo. Aside from all that, though, that when your skill trees, there's also extra weapons that you can get. Machete, M16, combat shotgun, flamethrower, and why do I feel like there's another one?
Military sniper rifle.
Is it? Yeah, military sniper rifle. They're not guns that you can just normally start loaded out with. They're guns that you have to pay for. They cost like 400 points. The ammo that you don't... It's not like when you buy it either that you get a full clip. I bought the M16, I get like 2 clips. You get like a quarter of a clip. So then you got to spend your points on this expensive-ass ammo for this M16. Me, Justin, the 2 other dudes that we play with regularly for the last 2 weeks for the multiplayer, I don't think any of us use them. We run around with bows, hunting rifles, burst rifles, and revolvers, and beat the ever-loving piss out of people.
Are they, like, way more powerful than everything else? Are they worth buying?
Don't get me wrong, yes. We have encountered a team, and it's not often, because don't get me wrong, if you're working together, teams, like, the game's supposed to be 4-man, like, grouped working together, you can still run amok on those people. But the flip side is, if they catch you off guard, if somebody runs up on you with an M16, like 2 guys, they can put you down from any distance with that gun. If you run into a room and the dude's got a shotgun, he's going to put you down with 1 shot from that shotgun. Depending on range, though, obviously. Yeah. I mean, it's a shotgun, so it's not going to be like, oh, you're halfway across the room, I shoot you, you die.
Let's talk about something that can maybe crosses between single player and multiplayer that I was a little bit confused at. At one point, I'm just messing around in the menus, and I see that there's unlockables, and I go in there, and you can unlock skins. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool that you can unlock that stuff. And it said I had $500 in my wallet. Where did I get that money, and how do I get more?
When I pre-ordered it, you start off with like $1,000 or some crazy crap like that. You can't buy any of that stuff until you beat it. You can't buy the skins. I couldn't anyway.
Yeah, they're all locked. They all have locks on them.
Well, like if you want to play them for buy the skins for normal, you have to beat it on normal first. Then you can unlock the skins. It's just you get more money as you go. Like, that's what I just chalked it up to.
But there's never one place I pick it up. He doesn't go into a wallet and like pick up money or anything.
Same with me.
Could be something you get after you beat the game.
Yeah.
Like, so they give you loot. Like, oh, you completed it this fast, whatever.
Here's $1,000 or something.
I haven't beat the game yet.
It's skins for
they don't do
Joel,
that.
I'm assuming.
Joel, Ellie. There's concept art. Some other stuff too. I can't remember.
The multiplayer does have that same aspect. You pick Hunter, Firefly, which are the two factions more or less in the game. You can literally buy, like, you can get different hats. They get hats. You can make your emblem, and they get a mask.
Masks, and then you get to change.
And you also get to change your ballistics helmet for your body armor that you buy in multiplayer.
Now, you get money at the end of the match depending on how well you did, or
yes. Well, it's based
you
on
win.
how many points you have, stuff like that.
The way and it's not money. It's like it's like when you pick up like the crafting stuff. They're little like gears, and you pick up 1, 2. You can, if you kill someone, you can pick them off them. If you kill someone with a stealth kill, you get points that way.
You get supplies. That's what it
supplies.
Is. You get supplies off people. Your goal obviously is to win. You want to win. Everybody wants to win. So why you play multiplayer, whip people's ass. But aside from that, it always tells you in the bottom, because you have your own colony, your own clan of people that you're trying to fend for, and it'll tell you how many supplies you need for that round to feed everybody in your colony. If you cannot feed everyone in your colony, people will start going hungry. Then people start getting sick. Then people start dying. Obviously, all your people dying means you're end of multiplayer, and you have to start over, pick a side, Hunter, Firefly again. If you do very well, you keep feeding people, you keep getting more and more people into your colony. You get 12 weeks to get as many as you can. Like, I think when on my 12 weeks, because I have prestige once already, by the end of my first 12 weeks, I had right at 85 people, so I almost got my damn hockey mask.
And that's kind of the thing too, is like how your colony turns out is how you unlock things. You get more people in your colony. If you have you have 30 people, then you unlock a new hat, you unlock a new face mask, you unlock this. And that's the thing too, is every so many levels you'll get the Fireflies attack. You need to upgrade your people, and then you have actually tasks to do in the multiplayer. Like, you'll have to, down so many people with a shotgun, mark so many people.
Achievements.
Shiv this thing. Well, if you don't, then you might lose all your people instantly. The Fireflies will kill them all. Or you might get, one of them was dementia. If you don't do it in you have 3 games to get this many shivs or smoke bombs or marks, like he's saying. And if you don't do it, then 40% of your people get dementia, and they all get sick and start dying. It definitely gives
sounds
us
very
survival.
Complicated.
Well, it's really not.
But cool.
It's
complicated.
It's definitely a little extra. Definitely makes you can tell when you're doing good, because you're constantly getting more and more people. And you're constantly getting the supplies you need. The other cool thing is how they do the loadouts. It's just like Call of Duty. You have your own custom loadouts. You start the game, you have covert ops or covert training, which gives you a shiv, but it's level 1 covert training. You keep playing, you get further, more level. You unlock covert training 2, which gives you shiv, and you can't be spotted when someone's using the whisper mode or the listen-in mode when you're walking, crouched. You can use brawling. When you get brawling the first time, it gives you extra melee damage, and you take less. Brawling 2 gives you 2 swings with a shivved baseball bat. So instead of hitting somebody one time and it breaks and it's no good, you get 2 hits with it. Not gonna lie, that alone has gotten me out of 500,000 pinches. Hit a dude with a bat, got able to turn around and hit the next guy with the shiv bat, and then it broke. And then I got 2 guys that are down at least, instead of one guy beating the hell out of me while I'm trying to kill his buddy.
And that's kind of the thing too. It's not like you hit someone, they immediately die. They drop to a knee and they crawl around. And they have so many seconds before they die. So you can down a guy but not kill him, because his friend can run up, kill you, and then pick him back up.
If you're playing 4-manned up, it's amazing.
Well, let's jump back here to single player real quick. I just want to mention some things that I thought were pretty neat, and we can kind of wrap up here the first act with games. I thought that Naughty Dog put a lot of love and care into this game, that they definitely put a lot of attention to details. At one point, it's raining there, and you're running away from the military. it's raining really hard. It's lightning every time it's lightning. The controller shakes, which is kind of neat. At one point, I was searching, scavenging for stuff because I'm always looking for more items and whatnot. And I jump inside the truck. The rain goes to like a little docile because I'm inside the truck, and I thought it was kind of neat. So then I jump out of the truck and it gets really loud again, and just little details like that, because when you get in the truck, you could hear it hitting the top of the metal roof, and I thought that was kind of neat. Little things that they did. When you look at an item, how it brings it up and you actually see what but if you can't actually see it. You can move it, you can look at the back, but then if you can't read it or you don't like it, you just hit the read button, which I think is square, and it brings up all nice text, typed based, so you can read what it actually says. And that's kind of neat, where...
The details matter, man. Details matter.
It does make a good bit of difference. I'm like 4 or 5 hours into the game, and I write down, wow, they're really good on checkpoints. It's kind of neat, where I die or I waste too many bullets, and I'm thinking, no, I don't want to do it that way. I spent 3 or 4 bullets. I'm kind of mad, so I just, go down. It says restart to checkpoint or whatever 2 minutes ago, because Justin told me what that meant, and it takes me back 2 minutes. I thought, this is awesome. I get to one point in the game, and Jacob, read what I wrote.
Nope, fuck that.
I get so mad at this one point. I kill 3 clickers, 2 runners, pick up all this stuff, and I'm walking around, and I didn't see the last 4th clicker, and it grabs me, instantly kills me because I didn't have a shiv, or I don't have the ability to save myself with a shiv yet. Master. Takes me all the way back like 10 minutes. And it'd been 1 minute the whole time, and I was pissed. Threw my controller down. First time I'd thrown my controller in a long time. I storm off. My wife starts laughing at me. I was really upset.
That never happened to me. I never had a checkpoint that was no more than 3 minutes behind.
It was like, it said 9 minutes. It was 9 minutes.
Well, you spend a lot of time in that area. That's
I was very upset. I've talked about a lot of good stuff. I really like I want to comment on the environment. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. They did put a lot of care into the details. I like how they address the character development when they're walking through the environment. So when Joel and Ellie are walking along, if you didn't go to a certain building, you wouldn't hear them have the banter and talk back and forth. I liked it when I walked into the music store, they're talking about it. When they walk into the abandoned bar, there's the arcade machine, and you get to hear them talk about that. So I like that, you're learning more about the characters. But if I didn't go in there scavenging, I don't think they would have had that conversation, and that's kind of neat. Mm-hmm. Again, details. And that's amazing that they put this much care and love into the game. As you said, Ellie, she's a badass. But man, she is funny. She's got a lot of good one-liners.
Not just that. I mean, the character development as a whole, like all the characters, from character models to voice acting, all of it is amazing. It's really, really good game. I mean, it's a compelling story. Usually, I play games because I like the stories, not because I'm actually like striving because I like where it's going. Like I'm like, oh, this is amazing. But that's how I've been with this one.
I have a question. One of you guys know. Somebody posted a picture on Facebook of. Let's make a Last of Us movie, and it had all the Last of Us characters, and it had the actors that should play them.
Yeah, I posted one on Brad's wall.
Was that you? Okay. Are those characters based off those actors? Because they look exactly alike.
No.
Nope.
Pretty spot on, though.
Ellen Page.
I heard
she complained about that.
Heard a big rant about it. But honestly, I saw the comparison, but Ellie's way younger.
She's 14.
Yeah. Not even that. I think she looks more like that girl that was on the one that you showed me.
I can't remember
she
the
looked like Ellen
name.
Page.
It was amazing. Interesting you say about the voice acting, because I would like to know who does the voice for Ellie, and I want to see how old she is, because that girl cusses worse than a sailor.
Oh, yeah. I was like, really? You kiss your mom with that mouth?
Jesus. Well, her parents are dead, but man, she is F you, F that, F you, Bill, F this, F that. I mean, she drops the F-bomb like it's, water.
Probably why I like her then.
She curses worse than a sailor. It's kind of crazy. One other, let's say, one negative thing, let me say a negative thing, is the swimming controls. When you have to go through the subway swimming, and there's probably more swimming aspects to it. Ellie can't swim, not a big spoiler, but I thought the swim controls were okay. It seems like the controls get a little bit worse when he's trying to swim underwater than when you're up on land.
I thought it was awkward at first, because I'm not gonna lie, at first I was like, what? I was like, this is kind of dumb. But once I got the feel of the swimming, I don't know. I thought the swimming physics weren't too incredibly horrible. I played way worse swimming.
Once I got used to it, there's quite a few parts. You'll do a lot of swimming. I don't remember where you first start swimming with her.
Uncharted.
I don't.
The whole first game was like you were at a water park.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
That's what I don't understand is why are games so obsessed with putting swimming levels in there? Everybody's gonna have a swimming level, and
it's that Mario complex.
It's that Mario complex. And even Mario had a hard time doing swimming. He floats so much in that. So the girl that does Ellie is Ashley Johnson. She was born in 1983, so she's 20.
We want to plug Ashley
She is
Johnson.
smoking. Yes, you do.
83? 83?
Oh,
She's
yeah.
20 and 83?
Yeah, she's like 29, buddy. Or no, she's 30.
Oh, 1980.
30.
I was in
I'm
1993.
27.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not a math teacher.
I was
No
like,
way,
oh,
that's
I
her.
just-
30 and she's doing a 14-year-old voice? Wow.
She's actually an actress. I recall. She looks familiar.
She's
but,
in the Avengers. She's
yeah.
Fury's helper.
No, she's not Fury.
Yeah, huh?
No,
At
she's
the
not.
end of it-
she's the chick. I'm pretty sure she's the chick that.
When the one
no,
who
she
dies-
is. She's the girl that Captain America saves, and she's like, "Oh, Captain America saved me" in the TV interview. That's who she is.
Is she the one that's in the extra movie, too, where her and her boyfriend steal the alien's gun?
Extra movie.
Yeah, there's an extra on the Blu-ray. There's an extra movie. It's called like 42 or whatever, and they steal one of the aliens' gun and go on a bank robbery.
All I have to
spree.
say though is I found out they're making an Ant-Man movie. I want to go and blow up, fucking destroy that production. That is atrocious.
Why?
Ant-Man is the dumbest fucking character ever. He is the biggest douchebag in the world. Like, his character is hands down the biggest douchebag ever made.
Hank
you
Pym?
watch, dude, yeah, his character is like the most d-baggy. Oh, you guys suck so bad that I suck. No, you suck so bad that you make everyone else suck.
There's this one guy.
You were very
I don't know if
passionate
you've
about
seen
that.
him
I
yet.
fucking hate Ant-Man.
I don't know if you've seen him yet, but his name's
looked very good there.
Tony Stark.
Yeah.
She's not a boss.
Yeah, Tony Stark's awesome.
No.
Fuck Ant-Man. Tony Stark's not a fuck up, where Ant-Man is a fuck up.
Let me interject.
Okay,
here.
we're,
is Ant-Man in Last of Us? Is
No,
he
yeah,
in
we're on
there?
Last of Us.
Is he
We're
in
not
there?
into random stuff yet. So anything we can talk more about Last of Us?
Oh, it is alright.
Last
Yeah,
of Us?
the Ant-Man skin.
The Ant-Man skin. Okay, so go buy Last of Us for the Ant-Man
Dinosaurs
skin.
in Battlefield 4.
Clicker skin. Clicker
skin.
man.
Clicker Man.
Well, here's my question: if they ever did DLC, where I'm the one that's beating it here, so I don't.
Season pass is $20. They're saying there's going to be a backstory, so you're going to probably find out more about Joel and
Well, yeah,
Tess.
because
I definitely want to know more about Joel Tess. I didn't like the big jump, 19 years or whatever.
it was 20 years.
Yeah.
But
I guess.
they already said they're doing that, and there's multiplayer DLC they're adding to it, because there's a lot of people that are like myself that are kind of griping that the multiplayer was a little lackluster when weapons and stuff like that.
I will plow through it tomorrow. I really have nothing to do, so I'm going to keep playing it. Hopefully I'll beat it in the next 2 or 3 days, and then I'll give it to Jacob. He can beat it, and we can do some multiplayer, and then we can do a spoiler cast and talk
Let me
about
borrow
that.
a PlayStation as well.
Oh, hell no! I ain't gonna give you my PlayStation. So, all right, you just have to.
You have two now?
You have to endure the spoiler cast or something. I don't know.
That's Bill. Looks exactly like him.
Oh, it does look a lot like
It
him.
looks exactly like Bill.
Last of Us. We're gonna wrap up here, the first segment, and we will come back in a little bit. Bathroom break.
Oh,
Like, I hope in the Avengers movie, the only way they will redeem making an Ant-Man movie is if in the Avengers movie, Bruce Banner turns into the Incredible Hulk, breaks him into 4 fucking pieces, and he dies.
I wish they would make the Incredible Hulk Edward Norton's Incredible Hulk. He was the
I didn't know.
looking.
I actually like the guy that was in the Marvels.
I know
the Avengers.
the guy.
Only
Great
because
Bruce Banner, the Hulk model when he's
I don't know.
green.
He looked like him a lot. I think. I thought it was still pretty good. I just recently watched Avengers, the actual live action movie, because it just got added to Netflix finally. And I'm not a big Marvel person. I think most of the movies are shit, so I just kind of avoided it. But
All
it
this
was-
is being recorded, so welcome back, fans, to our 30
all
minutes
good.
of miscellaneous crap.
it really?
Brad is still on his
Yeah.
rant of hating Ant-Man.
I hate Ant-Man, dude.
And supposedly Edward Norton didn't know they were going to make that many Avengers movies or something.
No, he probably just wanted more money.
Yeah.
Who
Look how
knows?
mean that one looks compared to the Avengers.
I agree,
one.
but
he's
dude,
way
like,
cooler.
I just like the
looking.
part
Oh, yeah,
of
the
the
Edward
movie though,
Norton
when the one
one's
guy
awesome.
He was
when he's
so
like,
much meaner.
What are you gonna do, Banner? And he's like, secret. He's like, the secret to how I stay calm. He's like, I'm always angry, and he
Yeah.
fucking just destroys. Oh,
Yeah, that's the best. That's the second best part of the movie.
Yeah,
that and when he beats the hell out of Loki.
Yeah.
puny
No, he is
god.
a- he's
That
a
shit
great
was
god.
pretty funny.
He's a great Bruce Banner, but Edward Norton was also a great Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
So miscellaneous crap. Let's talk about PlayStation Plus right now being badasses. What do you want? Oh, you don't have PlayStation.
Oh, I'm sorry that
fucking
you were
humble
vagina
bundle
and
fucking
threw your
whoring
fucking
out, dude. Like-
PlayStation out.
Yeah, why'd you throw your PlayStation?
I'm just insanely jealous.
Yeah, okay, so Battlefield 3
free.
for free.
Multiplayer
How
included.
does Sony
Yep.
get away with this? They're not even asking.
Well, the flip side, no, the flip side to it is I guarantee you their pitch to EA was, we'll give people this game for free. They'll play it. They'll like it.
They'll buy the map
and then
pack.
they'll buy the map pack, which is direct money straight to EA's
$50.
pocket.
And then they'll buy Battlefield 4.
Well, yeah, and then you'll get them hooked up.
And plus, it's like $18 if you buy a used copy in a store. So
yeah, well, it's
so
$40 for the premium edition, which is worth buying because you get the map packs and all that shit.
Battlefield 3 has a $50 season pass, and it has like the $10 unlock thing. You don't have to rank up.
Yeah, no, you can. Yeah, you can
$10.
microtransaction the game too and get everything unlocked. It's just like Call of Duty.
It's
Call of Duty the same way now.
$20 or $30, and you unlock everything for every class and every vehicle.
With Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, Scott Pilgrim.
But like I said, I don't know exactly how much it costs because I got it for free on PlayStation Plus when I originally signed up, like with Payday and all that stuff. So I want to say it's probably, seeing how the prices of all those other games are, it's probably no more than $5.
I thought I recalled that it was $4.99, but it's actually $2 or $3 off. I want to say it's $2 or $3. It's super cheap.
If it is, that's well worth it.
It's ridiculously cheap.
You have a PlayStation right there. Look.
Yeah, just look right now.
It doesn't tell me because I had it downloaded for free from PlayStation Plus. What it says for Scott Pilgrim, it just says downloaded. Even if I click on it to bring it all up. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you.
Shadow of the Colossus, $5. Ratchet and Clank Collection, $7.50. Lots of goodness right now going on the PlayStation Summer Sale, and even more sales if you have PlayStation Plus. You get even more off everything. So.
$5 for Shadow of the Colossus is ridiculous.
And it's the HD remix.
Yeah, that game's amazing.
So lots of goodness there. So if you are a Sony PlayStation 3 owner, go get PlayStation Plus. We've told you this many times because you get even more discounts. If you do not, you are an idiot. Talk about Injustice real quick, because I'm going to take a few minutes.
Okay.
Talk about my adventures.
Well, what do you want to know about Injustice?
What came out in Injustice?
Zod came out in Injustice, and he is awesome.
Now, he's not the model from the Man of Steel movie.
No. I'm not really familiar with the Superman comics in general, so I don't know what model he is. He's bald, has a badass little Tony Stark beard and mustache, and he wears goggles. His goggles on his head, not literally over his eyes.
And why is he badass?
He's mean. Like, his combos are nasty. In Injustice, Superman's kind of broken. He's kind of like the best character in it when it comes to his moveset, and Zod rivals it. He's just as fast, has just as many good combos. He's awesome. He's the 4th character in the Injustice Season 1 pack. They have 4 more coming out in Season 2, and there's only 2 that I know of, which is Martian Manhunter and Sub-Zero.
How much did all this cost? Like, how do you get all that stuff? Sorry, Brad.
I paid. I got the season pass. I paid $14. I got 4 characters. And I got some costumes, but they have alternate costumes come out too. They have 2 Blackest Night packs that come out, 2 Red Sun packs that come out. You can buy separately with not having to have
Earth One, Bad Girls or something.
Bad Girls, which is
Teen Titans.
Yeah, Teen Titans. Pack.
There's quite a few of them, and they're a couple bucks.
It's supposed to be Red Hood and Power Girl, the other 2.
Red Hood, really?
Yeah, they're gonna go Red Hood, Power Girl, Sub-Zero, and
what Red Hood are we going with? Because Joker being an original Red Hood, or is it?
No, they're doing the
Jason Todd.
Yeah, definitely.
Red Hood. Because right now, I guess he's part of the D-52. The Red Hood is actually Starfire's part of his crew. And I talked to Dave, my assistant manager. He reads a lot of DC stuff, and that's who I was talking to about it. And he was like, "Oh, because me and him I was asking him like, well, who all's in the new D-52? Because obviously they're only using D-52 people in this one." And he was like, "Oh, they got these guys, all these people," and we read a couple of leaker things through IGN.
The new 52 is the Red Hood. Did he become the Red Hood the same way? Is
that I don't
from the
know.
Lazarus Pit and all that?
I don't read enough of
that.
But
well, I know in Injustice, if you play the storyline, not to try to spoil anything, but when you go into the other dimension, Dick Grayson's dead. He is not Nightwing. Damian Wayne is Nightwing. So, I mean, that's an alternate costume. He's still Nightwing. You just have Damian Wayne's Nightwing. So we're going to have a Red Hood, and they're going to be an alternate Red Hood pack where you're Joker's Red Hood?
There's also, they make a reference to the death in the family in the storyline. When he beats Nightwing, I think, as Joker's walking away, he's like, tell Bruce there's been a death in the family. I thought that was pretty awesome.
So with Injustice, you paid like $15, Justin, and you got season 1.
I got season 1 pass.
Okay, and so there'll be a season 2 where there'll be like 4 or 5 more characters and skins.
Another 4.
And you have to pay another $14.
Yeah, if you want, or you can buy them separately. $2 each.
Okay,
you don't have to have all the characters if you don't like. Like I got Lobo, but if I didn't have to buy Lobo if I didn't want to. I could have bought Batgirl and just Zod.
But you're looking to invest $90 if you bought both packs and the game brand new.
Well, and the thing is too is every Thursday everyone comes over to my house and we play fighting games all night. So I mean, it's
Yeah, but for you, but for like a normal person, that's $90 on a game. We were talking about before, how much should you spend premium for a game? Deadpool, $40 budget title, maybe it's worth it. Injustice, played every Thursday. Yeah, you want to invest $100, but Brad and then Jacob.
The flip side to that argument though is that also you got to look into the fact fighting game does a lot of it. On top of it, already spent $100 on collector's edition. Statue,
I
big
bought
version
that,
of the game. Doing the extra for the DLC just it seemed like you might as well.
Chump change.
You've already invested $100 into this title. You might as well.
Which was an awesome goddamn statue.
Yes.
The way I see it is Injustice by itself. You play through it, you beat everything. Somebody like me or Justin who play fighting games a lot, there's a lot of value in buying those characters because you sit there and you play that character for 4 or 5 hours. That's worth it. Not everybody will do that.
I couldn't tell you played a lot. You got peed on earlier.
Street Fighter.
Mr. Tough Street Fighter guy. I'm pretty sure in your bio it says fighting game aficionado.
Yeah.
Street Fighter is what got me hooked on video games.
I peed on you.
Yes.
I gave the pee. You got peed on all over.
Oh, let's do total randomness. The Grayson thing. We forgot we were going to mention that.
Oh yeah, the Grayson. They did the
Did you guys watch
live action Grayson. I'm going to tell you right now, Brad is not going to like it.
No, Brad
not
won't
going to
like
like it at all. I had a hard time swallowing it.
So there's this dude, independent film guy made a thing. It's called Grayson Ultimate One.
Yeah, it's an alternate story of Dick Grayson. It's pretty much if he never went under the wing of Batman and he was just kind of his own vigilante.
Well, he's really a punk rocker.
Yeah,
And he's
a badass.
He's a badass. He's kind of a... Justin and I kind of agree. We really don't like the guy that plays him too much.
Let me interject also. He's not a punk rocker. He plays dirt rock music, so he was in Seether or something like that. Awful music.
Grayson Ultimate One. It's 17 minutes. It's on YouTube. It's pretty cool. The guy now has a what's the website where you get money to start stuff?
Kickstarter.
He's got a Kickstarter thing saying if he gets enough money, he'll make a full season 1, which will be like 7 or 8 episodes, and it's a web series basically. It's kind of neat. I mean, it'd be cool. It does a little shout out. I mean, Batman. You see Batman's face for like 2 seconds. The main bad guy is Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Which is kind of neat, and he's obviously looking for girls to be able to bring back his wife, which is kind of neat.
Or rape.
Or rape.
He chokes the bitch out.
And yeah, he does.
He chokes the bitch out and pops her neck.
Yeah.
If you guys like that kind of stuff, I have a DVD at home I got from MegaCon of a guy who made a Punisher short film. And it's way better than the 2-hour movie, and it's only 30 minutes long.
Which 2-hour movie?
Yeah.
Because there's Punisher Warzone, which
Punisher-
was fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, the first
The
one
Punisher,
was,
and then there's Dolph Lundgren.
There's Dolph Lundgren Punisher. Yeah.
that one was good, but this one is...
You said that with a straight face.
Wait,
That was funny.
no, wait, I'm talking about the first one.
Did you ever see the
origin
Dirty
story.
Laundry YouTube trailer? It's like the unofficial prequel or not prequel sequel type thing of the Tony James Punisher. You have to look it up. It's fucking amazing. I think I showed it to you, Justin. Dirty Laundry.
I think I remember slightly
Like
about
this
it.
chick is about to pretty much more or less get beat up by her pimp, and
Oh, yeah.
he ends up going to a liquor store. He buys a bottle of booze, and the guy asks him something, and he's like I haven't drank in years. He walks outside, smacks this dude in the face with the bottle of Jack, drops him, hits him,
That's awesome.
KOs him with the bottle of Jack,
Yeah.
douses him in it, and then fucking puts a lighter on the ground with it lit, and he's like, let's see what fate decides. And he fucking walks back and finishes his laundry. The bitch throws the lighter on the guy and burns him to death.
Damn.
Nasty,
do you remember
man.
that little Mortal Kombat short where it was
Legacy,
like
hell
it was
yeah.
in real life or something?
Yeah,
It's
they're
still
working
going
on
on.
season 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
John.
Really?
What's his face? Was the-
Michael Jal White was
Jax.
Jax.
And he was a cop or
Spawn.
something. Yeah,
The guy who played Spawn.
that was cool. I really liked
Yeah,
that one.
it's still going on.
If you haven't watched them, they're
I've only
working on-
watched the first 2 episodes. They still have more.
Yeah. Oh, dude, they're on season 2, man. They're
Sweet.
Machinima taking that thing for
Yeah.
everything it's got.
Those
You can
things
go-
are ridiculous.
You can go buy it on DVD and Blu-ray for $10.
Whatever.
What do you, Mr. Moneybags?
Yeah.
Same.
No, I'm 4. I got like $15.
Oh, do you? Oh, I don't think so. You a liar.
You a liar. So last week I went to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, and I did hardcore LARPing. I did Civil War. Basically, that's what it is.
It is.
I did a Civil War reenactment for the Battle of Gettysburg, and it's basically LARPing. It's live action role playing.
North or south?
I had to go for the South because that's where all my
What?
buddies were. I know it's kind
I'm
of
more aggravated that you say you're fucking saddened by this.
Hold on,
Seeing
hold
me
on.
live in the South.
Let me.
I was born in the South.
Let me interject.
You're from
here.
West Virginia.
I'm from fucking Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, a hospital that overlooked the fucking capital of the Confederacy. Okay,
Let me interject. Not all of us
I'm
are
not racist, and I'm not racist. Okay, I'm
the
not.
South will rise again.
Nope, I ain't one of those people. It's just I am proud of my heritage. I don't give a fuck. Yeah.
So I went up there and did the Civil War reenactment, and the guys I went up with were with 11th Florida, so I was with Florida, so we fought on the southern side. And it basically is LARPing, but we have guns that actually can kill people, and swords and bayonets and people on horses, and you don't, point a stick and go, Expelliarmus or whatever. I mean, you load. You could potentially kill somebody if you actually really put a bullet in there.
You could bash someone's head in with a flail or a mace.
But those things usually are styrofoam.
Now.
No, there's supposedly dudes that do it in Wildwood that they go out there with like legit shit beating the tar out of each other.
Well, I was, tramping around in the woods with 60 pounds of gear, and it was a lot of fun, doing the battles and everything. And you say being
paintball rounds would make it amazing.
That's what I thought too. Is putting paintball rounds would be great.
Oh.
You say that you're proud of your heritage and stuff like that. It's really funny that some of these people, they still think it's 1863. There were some very much racist people up there, and I just kind of laughed it off, But they're very. I don't blame them. They were raised that way, and I don't get mad at them. There's no reason to be hateful towards them. It's whatever, and they're 65 years old. They lived at a time period with different hours. They don't agree with our views. We don't agree with their views, and that's fine. But it was very eye-opening to see some of those people that are the South will rise again, and their first thing is I'm just for Southern rights, and states' rights and stuff like that, because and they always say, well, the Civil War wasn't about slavery or whatever. That's their first thing, whatever. But they're still racist as shit. So that's funny to me, that they say that. Oh, it wasn't about slavery. It wasn't about slavery. Then why are you racist? Why do you care?
Well, it wasn't about slavery. I mean, it kind of was, but I guess
part of it.
It was for 3 years.
Yeah. But I mean, in the flip side to it, it doesn't matter because I know people that are from up north that are fucking 10 times more as racist. Like, I grew up in Richmond, Virginia, which is fucking the heart of the South. That was the Confederacy. I moved to Florida, and there are fucking hillbillies that are so stupid in this state that they were like, "Well, no, you're a Yankee because you were born above the Mason-Dixon line. Virginia was part of the Northern Army." Okay, you mouth-breathing inbred. Like, I'm part of the Northern Army. Yeah. But, funny. I mean, that's my thing. Don't get me wrong. That's my thing. I'm not racist. I don't consider myself a racist. I am proud of the fact I was born in the South. I mean, I don't fucking...
Hold on. What is there to be proud of?
What the fuck isn't there to be proud of? What's there to be proud of being born out west? What the fuck is there to be proud of to be born up north? Like, I'm born in New York. Big fucking deal.
Exactly. That's my point. It doesn't make a difference where you're born.
It doesn't. But, I mean, it doesn't matter if you... It doesn't hurt if you have pride in where you're from. Matter. I mean, it's the same thing as having fucking...
I would be bummed if I was born in Texas.
Really? Why?
I'm not gonna lie, dude. If I was fucking born in fucking Inverness, fucking Florida, I'd be pretty goddamn disappointed. Hey, exception of all my friends, like,
that's true.
At least I was born in a fucking
Jacob?
city.
Jacob's cutting his wrist. He was born here.
Right down the road. Who won?
Who won the Civil War? Nobody won, really. I mean, we had 1 million U.S. citizens die, an entire generation wiped out. Nobody really won. Now
we cleaned out the potato famine.
Yeah, nobody really won. But
who won your little skirmish?
Well, no, it follows history. It follows history. The North technically wins because they don't lose any ground, but the casualty and rate is so high on both. It's really hard to say who's going to win a loss. But the main thing is why the North consider
address is so important. Though
the reason they consider it a win for the North is because Lee will be driven from the North. It was his second attack into the Northern territories, and he will be pushed back into the South, and he will never return. No major battles from that point on will be fought on northern states. Every major battle, I should say, is fought in the southern states from that point on.
We still like video games. We're not all history nuts.
But on the side note, on your whole thing where you were like, why are you proud of the main reason I'm proud of them from fucking Richmond is because it's because I am a history nut. I moved to Florida, and I moved to a state that has fucking almost no state history. Yeah. This place is boring as fuck. I lived in Virginia. All of Richmond is historical. Everything in the whole state is based around fucking the foundation of our country. It's for someone like myself. I like the fact you went to I like history, so I think it's awesome that you went and did that.
Virginia is one of the most important states in our history. So I mean, it's Virginia and New York, really. Yeah. I mean, North and South Carolina are equally as important as well. But I thought it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. It was a lifetime experience to see. Sure. There were 15,000 people there doing this.
I would love to do it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'd love to do it. It sounds awesome.
It was amazing. There were 2,000 cavalrymen, about 1,000 on each side. All these people bring their own horses. There were over 200 cannons there, that are all replicas, but they fire like they were back then. It was pretty crazy. And all of these people, you have to remember, are investing their money into this. All 15,000 of us had real rifles. and the cheapest rifle you can get is like $500 or $600. Some of those rifles are $2,000 because they were actual rifles that fought in battle in the Civil War. They're like $2,000 and $3,000, and people carry them out there to honor their ancestors and stuff. And to outfit themselves with all the gear and everything, it's very expensive. To outfit yourself with everything would probably be $2,000 or $3,000. Times that by 15,000, and then times it by all the people that own the horses. There's a huge following for this, and I didn't realize that there was such a huge following. It was really crazy too, because when we're out there doing the reenactments, there are helicopters. ATF is monitoring all of it because technically it is a legitimate organized army, and we all have real weapons and stuff, and so they make sure that we're not trying to have a coup or overthrow the government or something.
South Park episode, you get more Schmick's fucking liquor when you get over there. Fucking dude, oh my god.
But it was crazy, so it was a lot of fun.
Peppermint schnapps, that's what they were doing it for. Was Schmidt's fucking peppermint schnapps in South Park. That's how Cartman gets the South to rise again in Denver, Colorado.
Well, the
or South Park, Colorado.
The Gettysburg was over shoes. Lee was trying up there to get a supply depot to get shoes for his men. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself. It was definitely worth it.
You're the second person I know that does that stuff. I know another guy around here that does it.
Who's that?
A guy named Jeff Schwartz.
I don't know.
A dude I've known for a really, really long time.
So
there's one they do around here, isn't there?
Yeah,
they do a bunch of them down here. He does a bunch of the local ones.
Yeah, there's quite a few local ones and stuff.
Yeah, because I remember going into the Gettysburg battle around here.
Yeah, they redo a lot of them.
Which confused me as a child.
It's like doing the Boston Massacre in Miami. It just doesn't make sense.
No, you just line up a bunch of people on the side of a building and shoot them.
I remember being in like middle school or something, learning about this stuff, and my dad's like, "We're going to Gettysburg reenactment," and I was so confused. Like, where did that happen?
It was kind of neat, like you said, Brad, that you go up there and everything is historical. We were in Gettysburg and we went around to the actual battlefield, which is a national park now, and it had this feeling about it that you don't get here, in Inverness, Florida, or you don't get in a lot of places. It had a vibe about it, which was kind of neat.
But we have a historic town.
Yeah, but
because of Elvis.
Elvis,
no.
Yeah, it doesn't.
They call it the historic district.
It doesn't.
I'm just saying.
It doesn't do it because I'm with IMSA on that. Like because up there, like I was a kid, like I went to many of the national parks that were all battlefields and shit.
And the
like
battlefield, and the museums,
just trolling around. Like I love that stuff.
Video games.
Back to video games. Final Fantasy 14 beta.
Do it. Random game of the week time.
Realm Reborn. The reason Square Enix is redoing this game is because they know they can make an awesome MMO. It's going to be phenomenal. I've been playing the beta. I'm not going to say a whole lot about the gist of the game or any of that stuff because I don't know what all I'm allowed to truly say or whatever because I don't read terms and agreements. I just agree because if you don't, you can't play. But aside from that, combat completely revamped. You can tell that they really wanted to rework this. They did not want it to flop like the last one did 3 years ago when they initially launched it.
Now, is it turn-based?
No, it is. It plays like the best way to describe its gameplay. Well, you sit there and hang your head, but it's an MMO. It's not a single-player role-playing game.
Okay.
You're not going to get turn-based.
Right.
It's kind of like Final Fantasy 12 was, because for anyone who never played Final Fantasy 11, the best way to describe 11's MMO style was the Final Fantasy 12 game. It was pretty much 11 minus people giving you AI. It has that same feel. Hotkeys are added to it, though, instead of it being menu-based commands, like the old ones were. As that was one of the things I know that used to drive Justin nuts.
Yeah.
It would be like, you don't have that. You see the enemy, you hit X, you walk up, you start attacking, you hold R2. It pulls up 8 hotkeys. It pulls up all your triangle, X, square, circle, up, down, left, right. You hit L2, it pulls up 8 more hotkeys. Up, down, left, right, triangle, square, circle. You get, a good bit of hotkeys. There you can, I think there's 9 different or 10 different sets so you can set your hotkeys.
So very fluid.
Very fluid. Crisp, runs amazing. I mean...
PS3?
Yes. PS3, PC. Obviously, PC version will be a little bit better looking. PS4 later after launch. They have guaranteed it. The reason the main guy said that the game is coming out still for PS3 and the reason they're not just postponing it to do a PS4 launch is because Square Enix feels bad that they promised this game like 4 years ago to PS4 users and it never came out, or at least the PS3 users, and we never got it. So
Xbox One?
No. Nope. Xbox will not do MMOs from Square because you do not require to use their online servers, so they don't make money. You don't have to have Xbox Gold to play an MMO on or Final Fantasy MMO. Because of that, they don't make money. They don't do it.
Was there anything good about 14 before?
Not really.
So why did they
it was just because they lost a lot of money originally. There was an article that was released that they lost I think it said for the year that it launched, it was they invested a lot of time and money into it, a lot of outcome. They claimed they lost $500,000 or something like that initially on it. The things I found out that I never understood with MMOs that I was talking to Justin about was how you see things go free to play, and then you got games like World of Warcraft it's been stable running this long life of non-free to play. One of the articles I read that came from one of the head developers of 14 was the reason that 14, when it comes out, is going to be subscription based. Let me say that now. It's going to be somewhere, they said, from $8 to $12.
That's not bad.
No, not bad at all. The reason they're still doing subscription based and not going free to play, which shocked a lot of people because of how bad the initial 14 tanked when it launched, is because, and this was the guy used WoW as an example, was because most companies or most MMOs like your
Star Wars,
you get Terra, Rift, they all have financial backers. The companies themselves aren't backing their MMOs. They have investors that are doing it, and those people want their money. They want to see the turnout. Whereas Blizzard financially backs World of Warcraft. They are their investors. As long as they keep updating the game and people are willing to pay to play it, they're making money on you. Square Enix is the same way. Final Fantasy XIV, they don't have investors. They are their investors.
Doesn't Activision own them now? Who owns them?
No, Disney, I think, technically. But I'm not 100% sure. If anything, it's Sony, probably.
Look that up.
Well, no, it can't be Sony, because if Sony owned them, you wouldn't see
Kingdom Hearts
wouldn't see all that on Xbox.
Yeah, and Xbox and stuff.
Yeah, I tried playing Star Wars last night. Not subscribed, but free to play. It's so terrible.
I've heard nothing but bad things about that one.
Star Wars is a good game, but when it went free to play, it just took our guild is gone. We had a guild with a lot of credits in the bank. We had a lot of items. We had a lot of high value items. Gone.
Yeah.
I got charged for it the other day. I was so pissed I forgot to turn it off. I looked at my bank account. I'm like, $14.99, California, what's that? And I click on it, SWOTOR, Redmond, Cal. I'm like, no! I forgot to turn it off. Got charged $15.
How upset I am because we've put so much credits and so many items into that guild bank and it's gone.
No, if you paid for your thing, it would immediately be back, I bet.
Probably, yeah.
The guild's gone. The guild...
No, I would. If you turn your account back on and pay for it, it's probably all still there.
It was like when I'm playing, there's a credit cap now. It's
Square Enix
350,000.
owns itself. No one owns them. Square Enix is Square Enix.
Still?
Yeah, that's awesome then. Doesn't explain why they've been making crappy games lately, though, but...
Yeah, they just sell stuff to make money. All right, Justin, random game of the week. You played...
Mount Your Friends.
On?
Xbox. It's funny. It's a very fun
It's a junk dangling catastrophe.
Dick swinging. Just dicks. There's dicks everywhere.
This would be Jake's favorite game, right?
Oh, yeah. There's meat spins everywhere.
Why would that be my favorite game?
You have to... You should
you're
pull it
lush.
up. You should pull it up and let him see it while I explain it.
Oh, what?
The way the game is, Mount Your Friends is you have two characters, or you have not necessarily two, you have hundreds of different characters, and they're guys in Speedos, and you control each one of their limbs by a different button, X, Y, B, A. And you just climb each other. You just climb upward and upward as high as you can go. It is absolutely hysterical. Their dicks literally just spin in circles. And they're just in Speedos. It's hysterical. It's so funny. Because it's something you'll have to see, I guess, but it is so goddamn funny.
He's going to see in a few seconds here. So, Mount Your Friends on Xbox Live. It's an indie marketplace?
Indie marketplace, yeah.
So, it would be 80 Microsoft points.
Yeah, 80 or 90. It's like a buck. It's absolutely hysterical. And it's actually hard to play.
Oh, this is not...
That's not it, by the way. Oh, no, it is right there.
Ultimate game of manliness.
Yep, it is the
What's
ultimate
the goat?
game. You start off on the goat and you climb up the goat, and then as each player, you play one at a time.
He's swinging all over the place.
The one guy just sitting there laughing. He's just fucking...
And that's the way you move, like I said, is each button, and you use the stick, and you can sling them around. You can hold...
Like, you have how many moves? Like, how many moves do you get, though?
It's timed. So, like, you'll go first, you'll set the
20
bar.
seconds?
Yeah, I'll set the bar, or you'll set the bar, whoever it is. Then I have to climb up that in under 20 seconds, and I have to be above where you're at.
So you can play it together.
It's two-player, yeah. But
You have to.
No, you can do a you can do a climb as high as you can. You can do a tournament mode. You can do a free play, and look at it just whipping around, just whipping around. It's an absolutely hysterical.
That guy is
game.
very limber.
Very limber
Yes, they definitely do yoga.
with meat spins.
All right, so there you heard it.
You have to play it. You have to play.
Mount your friends.
I
Xbox
sure as hell do
Live.
not.
Why? What's wrong with that? You homophobic?
It's
That weird?
dumb.
That weird for you? Don't look at the dicks.
Why are you focusing all your attention there?
That's what you're focusing your attention
Not
on.
for
You're
me.
talking about
I-
meat spins.
I think that you should actually Google meat spins. This is a fantastic game, and I tell you what, it is fucking hard to play. That it is not easy.
It looks like
by
fun,
any means.
but I don't understand the junk.
Try it.
thing.
Don't look at the junk, man. Don't look at the junk.
Does it have a rated E version?
No, because it's an indie game marketplace, and I found out when you play or when you put something in the marketplace, Microsoft doesn't review it, so you can put anything into it, and it's not
Obviously.
a big deal. There's no nudity. There's no nudity in that. You don't get to see any butt cheeks or nothing.
It's sticking out right there.
Just dangling out. Just dangling
Oh
out.
man, that's good. That's good stuff. All right, Jacob, finish it off. We're almost there.
Mine seems inappropriate as well. Oregon Trail.
Now, not Oregon, like the state,
Right. Oregon, Organ.
like the heart
Right.
or your liver.
Or intestines.
Ooh, see, he goes dirty.
Yeah, what do you want to be inside my intestines for? You
Intestines,
weirdo?
they hold the poop. You think that this is a $5 PC game?
is.
You may be able to get it on a phone or iOS or Droid or something.
Pretty sure you can.
Tell me about Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail it's the end of the world. There's zombies everywhere. It's that, like, I don't think it's 8-bit. What was Oregon Trail? Because it's just like black
1
and
bit?
green. Yeah.
2-bit.
It's just like that.
It wasn't bit. It was 256 something.
Yeah, but you start off and you have to get supplies. You have a station wagon. You're driving to towns. You have to try and trade with people and buy supplies. There's a little mini game where you can run around and get supplies, and you gotta fend off zombies.
So it's the Oregon Trail, but with zombies at the end of the world, and you're trying to get from the Midwest to
Don't know yet.
Seattle or something.
Not sure.
Well, it probably has a
Haven't got
map,
to the
right?
end. Yeah, but not a map to the end. I don't think. I can't tell where you're gonna end up.
You're not trying to get to Willamette Valley?
So you should be trying to get somewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
You lost me for a second. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just fucking wandering. I'm just like,
That's what I think it is. It's just you're just driving from major city to major city, trying to find
Where's the end
supplies
game?
and everything. I don't know. I haven't got to the end. That's the other thing. This game is not easy.
hold on. I'm just gonna interject too. What game does he beat? There's no ending. There's no game. Dead Space 2 is the only game he's beaten.
I've beaten a
And
lot
How
of
many
games.
years?
how many years? When's the last time you beat a game besides Dead Space 2?
Oh, delete all this long pause. Oh, delete all that out.
You
Dead
played-
Justice,
When did you beat Injustice?
like right after it came out.
He did beat Injustice.
Okay, so Injustice. Did you play? Did you beat Enslaved?
No, not yet. I kind of lost my attention.
What do you mean it lost your
The
attention?
game is fantastic.
Oh, you're ridiculous.
I beat
Just prove my point.
Bioshock. I
Infinite?
yeah
You beat Bioshock Infinite?
yeah.
Take your time.
I'm trying to think of the stuff I've traded in. I beat Far Cry.
Did you beat Blood Dragon?
I haven't played Blood Dragon yet.
Let's see.
I beat Borderlands.
Let me. It's a running joke between IMSA and I that Jacob doesn't beat a fucking game.
I play a
ever.
lot of multiplayer games.
You play a lot of games.
You play a lot of.
That's
games.
why we're doing this segment, Random Great Game, because you have
Can I
ADD.
talk about Oregon Trail?
Yes, talk about Oregon Trail.
Okay,
Sorry,
Oregon.
Oregon Trail.
Instead of rivers, as in
Like
the
my broken
original
little
game,
heart right now.
you cross hordes of zombies. You can either drive really fast, guns blazing, and it shows little dude people shooting guns. You can drive real slow and hope you're quiet enough to get through them, or you can wait. That costs you food. People get diseases. You'll be driving.
Do you get dysentery?
Yeah.
You posted that I died or something.
I put Justin down.
You put me down too. You're like, EMSA died of cholera or something.
Something.
You posted that on Facebook.
But you can.
Let me die.
It'll say like there's a grave. Would you like to see it? Sometimes there's foods, and then sometimes you look at the grave and a zombie hand will pop up, and you'll have to put the zombie down. But sometimes it'll bite people. That's what happened to Justin. He got bit, and like halfway through, it was like Justin's gonna turn into a zombie. So I put a bullet in your head.
Do I get the choice to put a bullet in my own head?
No.
Would you do that?
I would. I'd be that guy. I'd cheat myself.
I started watching The Walking Dead again. I know you don't like me for that, but
No, I don't care. I watch all The Walking Dead.
okay.
Yeah. Well,
I just think I know it's for you. It's just not the greatest show ever, and
It's just- oh,
it's
I'm-
losing. It's losing
yeah, it's
me
losing some
too.
luster. I guess ever since it was spoiled for me, I'm just so bummed.
Oh.
And now it's hard to watch it since I know everything that's happened, and all the stuff with not Lori, Andrea is the blonde that's with the governor.
Awful
I
character.
fast forward through all of that. So a 43-minute thing of The Walking Dead takes me like 20 minutes to watch because I fast forward through all the Andrea stuff and the governor. It's so boring. All it is their little love story.
It's stupid.
so boring.
Stupid.
I know people are going to hate me for that, but And I really like The Walking Dead, and I went to the thing in Orlando and went through the little ride show and stuff, and I love talking about zombies and how we would survive the apocalypse and stuff, but it just so bums me out.
So the thing that gets you from being too bored with this game, like, if you went back to play Oregon Trail now, you'd be like, oh, this is boring.
No, I play Oregon Trail every year with my kids. I make them play
Really?
it. I make
Oh,
my
that's
students
cool.
play it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But they've added stuff. Like, there's a mini game. Like I said, you gotta get supplies and fend the zombies off. Somebody will pay you in, like, food or car parts or something
It sounds like
that.
it'd be way easier on iOS or a touch phone,
probably
because you could
would
just
be.
hit it,
Yeah.
or an iPad or a Kindle Touch or something.
I'll
That's
look
the
and see if
thing.
it's on there.
Let me see if it's on the marketplace.
Like, you click and you drag backwards of where you want it to go. So if you want it to go up here,
Are you
would
milking a
drag
cat or
back here.
something?
What?
He's dancing.
He's dancing. Dancing.
You're very animated when you
You
talk.
are very animated. Can you talk without your hands?
I don't think so.
I know people that can't.
Sit-
if you
Sit on your hands.
Can't talk. Sit on your hands. See if you can talk.
I'm gonna sit on my hands. I'll break them.
Oh.
Kidding? I need these.
Yeah, you do.
And then you can do stuff like upgrading your car.
Oh,
Like,
it's
I got
so good.
chainsaws in my windows at one point, so I can just drive straight through the zombies every
That's cool.
time. You can get snow tires because there's weather. Snow tires will keep you from slowing down. There's like better windshield wipers. Yeah, that's it. That's
That looks fucking awful. I would never play this game.
Well, it looks like fucking
it's
Oregon
supposed-
Trail. Oregon. Yeah, let's
exactly.
do that.
Oregon.
Oregon, yeah.
That looks fucking stupid.
So how much is it?
It's $5.
Is it $5?
I think it did it say $5 or is it $2.99?
$5 on Steam.
It's $2.99 for the iPhone.
$2.99 for the iPhone for Oregon. ORGAN.
There's also mini games that are boss fights. It's just a wall of zombie deer, and they just fly at you, and you gotta avoid them. It's fun.
I don't know. $3 on the iDevice, probably not too bad.
Buy it
Yeah.
then.
It's pretty cool.
Buy it on
All
yours.
right.
He's on your phone.
Don't fucking buy it on my phone.
All right, our broke asses are gonna get out of here. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Come on.